So I am feeling a bit sentimental right now. It's been a year since I posted my first video on Booktube, and I wanted to find a way to celebrate it. And I thought to myself, what better way to do that than to just do the Booktube Newbie tag. So the Booktube Newbie tag is one of the oldest tags that exists on Booktube, I would say. When I was researching the questions, I realized that there was actually a Booktube wiki fandom page, which is astonishing, like, to say the least, I think. So I can tell you that this Booktube tag was created by Brenda C. on the 5th of February on 2014. Well, I think that that is a long time and an interesting fact, so I wanted to mention it here. I want to do this tag, but the thing is, I don't feel comfortable answering these questions. They make me feel like I'm in a kind of job interview scenario, and I've heard this comparison before, but I think it's definitely true. It also makes me feel that way. So I thought that maybe it would be easier to do the whole thing, but with negative questions. For example, the second question already is kind of making me nervous, which is like, what are some fun and unique things you can bring to Booktube? What? I don't think that I can answer that. So a question that I would want to answer is like, what are some ununique things that you could bring to this channel? Because that's a question I actually can answer. You get the impression, right? So I'm gonna start with the first one, which is, in my case, why didn't you start this channel? So I didn't start the channel because I didn't know that Booktube was a thing, you know? I always loved reading, but there weren't a lot of people out there. Actually, I'm answering the question right. But anyway, like, as soon as I knew that there were people out there that felt the same way about books as I did, I was head over heels. Yeah, and that's why I didn't start Booktube, because I didn't know about it. And as soon as I did, I started Booktube. So the second question, as we have already discussed, is what are some ununique things that you can bring to Booktube? And I know so many already. Like, I love wrap-ups, for example. I think I started this whole thing. No, I didn't. I wanted to say I started my channel with a wrap-up. That's not true. Anyway, I also like vlogs. So you're gonna see me doing some vlogs, hopefully. What else are people doing that I want to do? Oh yeah, tags. Tags and challenges will be a thing. I like that. I think that's a great idea. I think it's cool. Another thing, maybe hauls. Right now I'm actually on a book buying ban. Like, I'm only allowed to buy a book for every 3 books that I've read on my physical TBR shelf. At some point in my life, I will not have any books on my TBR shelf anymore. Or this year will be over because it's limited to a year. And then I want to do hauls. Is it going to be unique? Is it going to be interesting? Is it going to be fun? Or anything special? Not at all. You're gonna have this content with every other booktuber out there. Maybe not everyone, because some people are actually creative and unique and talented. I don't consider myself this person. Although I'm doing a very not that kind of girl type of thing right now, where I'm answering like the negative questions, believe me, I am that kind of girl. But what do you say? Just look at me, like, it's not a surprise, right? So, moving on. What are you not excited for about this new channel? First of all, it's not really new. But second of all, I am not excited about editing. It takes me a very, very long time and effort to edit, to just get some very mediocre result. I mean, I'm like almost sure that this is a thing that gets better over time and improves by exercising on it. You know, yeah, that's another thing. Language. I am also not really looking forward to all the language issues that I will have. I am not a native English speaker, and sometimes it's gotten better, but sometimes in the past I have wasted 20 minutes in a row just saying one word or one sentence over and over and over again because I just couldn't manage to say it correctly. Right now I'm kind of living with that, like, I'm allowing myself to not be perfect in English. I will never be. I will make 100,000 mistakes. I will maybe also express myself in a way that is like I don't know, that seems very uneducated, or it's just very simple, you know? And if like my talking is too flawed for your ears, that's totally fine, and I get it, like 100%. And you're welcome to enjoy like all of the other wonderful channels out there. But like, I still want to do this thing, so yeah. Next question. Number 4, an exciting one. What do you hate reading? I do hate reading because it also takes me a lot of time. No, seriously, like, it takes me about like an hour to read 30 pages. With the book that I'm reading right now, I stopped the time. I'm actually only able to read like 20 pages an hour, which is so fucking slow. Like, I am a very impatient person. Just feel like I have kind of an inner millennial that is just looking at her watch, telling me that there's so much I could do right now. Anyway, are there other things that I hate about reading? I don't know. I think it will really just probably be the fact that I can't do anything else while reading. But that's probably why audiobooks were invented. Question number 5. What book or series did not get you into reading? I could just pick any random book series or book, but I'm gonna say Harry Potter. Because Harry Potter is actually a series that I read, but when I read it the first time, I didn't really read it. It was read to me by my mother. They were the first books that I enjoyed being read to me, but not the ones that I read at the time. There you have it. I think that's an okay answer. Oh, I'm increasingly getting blinded by the lights. I hope they're worth it, because I don't know if I can see straight after I've finished this video. Question number 6. What questions would you not ask your favorite booktubers? Probably something personal. Nothing about their sex life, I would feel like, or something boring, like how often they bring the trash out during their week. Yeah, stuff like that. So nothing inappropriate, I would say. Nothing that steps on anyone's toes. Hopefully. I don't always have a radar for that. And also nothing that wouldn't ever interest me. That's what I wouldn't ask. Yeah. 7th question. What challenges do you think starting a booktube channel will be the easiest to overcome? Probably the filming part, maybe. And by that I mean like being yourself on camera. But maybe that is also because I only have like 5 subscribers and a regular amount of, like, let's say 7 viewers or something. I mean, you're probably one of these 7 people, so I appreciate you. Thank you for watching. But still, like, if it lowers the stakes, you know? Maybe that's where this ease that I feel right now comes from, you know? I mean, oh, maybe charging your battery. That's a real easy one here. Like, all you have to do is charge your battery. That's simple. That's really easy. I'm gonna go with that. Question number 8. When didn't you start reading? I mean, that's a hard one to answer because you kind of start as soon as you learn the alphabet at school, you know what I'm saying? But I guess they're talking about books here. Don't know. I don't start reading when I am emotionally invested in something. That's when my head is occupied. That's when I can concentrate on a single word because I have to constantly think about something else. I know that the question was meant differently, but I wanted to take it to that level. Anyway, let's move to question number 9. Where don't you read? Or where do you not read? I don't read in the shower. I've never ever done that. I've listened to audiobooks in the shower before, but I don't read there. I also don't read while watching television. And before you think that I'm joking, I know that there are people who are doing that. There are people simultaneously watching something while reading. I've heard it. Or am I not reading? In the car. Yeah, I'm not reading in the car because I'll get sick. I think that's about it. I mean, I maybe have missed a place or two, but I think it's a pretty good collection, you know? So let's move to question number 10. What kind of books do you hate to read? Is hate the opposite of like? Which kind of books do you dislike to read? That's a nicer way of saying it. Oh, that's cool, because I have lately thought about that. I think I dislike... Are we talking genres? Let's start with something that I feel like a lot of people read on Booktube. I probably don't really gravitate towards young adult, although I have been appreciating some of the books lately, and I will definitely read some. But the plots are very often kind of structured the same way, which I mean, yeah, genre. I'm probably talking also about like young adult fantasy, not much just young adult. But that doesn't mean that I will not ever read young adult fiction. Fiction, not fantasy. Or is that the same? Anyway, so there's one that I don't really gravitate towards, but that I will eventually dip a toe in, you know? The second thing that I don't really gravitate towards... Not really anything in particular, I would say, besides that I know that I don't have a preference for young adult or for... Oh yeah, oh my god, it just came to me. I'm so sorry. And no shade to anyone, actually, like, also no shade to anyone, like, reading YA. Why not? But I am also not really a great romance lover. It's not that I don't appreciate a good romance, in addition to the story. And I do enjoy my fair share of famous couples here and there, but generally speaking, I am not really gravitating towards romance books. I like it when books take me by surprise, and I feel like with romance, there's not really much of a surprise, because the general goal is always that the couple ends up being together. Where's their hair? Get out of here. Let's just move on for now. So we're gonna come to the final question. What does your book collection look like? Aren't there like bookshelf tours for that? I mean, my question is going to be like, what doesn't your book collection look like anyway? So I don't really care, but what doesn't it look like? I don't know. It probably doesn't look like someone's who is only borrowing books from the library, which is like actually a smart way to go around it. Like, you're saving a lot of money if you do that. Well, I don't. I do have a couple of more than these books. What else does it not look like? I don't have fancy special editions of anything. I don't collect books. I don't really have duplicates. I mean, unnecessary detail, I want to be honest. For some reason I do have of one series of 2 parts, I have 2 copies. But yeah, as I said, other than that, I don't think that I have duplicates. I have already like made a connection to this book. It's mine, even if it has an ugly cover or something. I read it, we're friends. And I feel like that's it. So I'm happy to have a little bit of a shorter one today. So I don't know, that was kind of short and much less harder than I thought it would be. Anyway, I'm gonna leave you with a bye, and I'll see you soon.